It's Dunkey time!
Yes.
So, of course, I'm here.
Of course Heather's here. She's back once again, and she is now about
8 shots in.
almost 2 fists deep into a bottle of vodka.
God, you guys have just called me out.
Oh, well, what do you expect us to do? Just sit here and pretend that it doesn't happen? Heather doesn't drink. She's a good Christian girl. She'd never do that in a million years.
Yikes.
Ah!
Do I need to change the channel back on this?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah. You can handle that, Ben. So yeah, Kyra accidentally changed the channel on her mic pack.
Had to write down another measurement.
I may have had a little to drink.
Just a little? Are you sure about
I
that?
may have had, in like 3 hours, 8 shots on an empty stomach with 1 kidney. It's fine.
I told her she needs to go eat something.
Well,
Because
she
she's going to
won't.
have a hangover tomorrow if she
To be
doesn't.
fair,
There is no fairness.
To be fair, we're right.
we're recording.
No, you were like this before we started recording.
That's fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, VideoGameDunkey, as you all know, the Dunk Master General, Dunkmeyer Senior, is putting out...
Donkey.
Yeah, it's putting out a new
Bubber
video
Ducky,
pretty much
yeah.
every week, and people have asked us to watch his most recent one being Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which a lot of people are saying looks like a good upswing in terms of the Assassin's Creed franchise.
That's
because
not what I've been hearing.
No. Some people are saying that it's actually a better swing in the right direction. By no means, I don't think the series will ever get back up to the critical and the creative heights that they had with 2 and Brotherhood and 3, which, yeah, I know some of you are going to laugh at me over 3, but hey, it's still a good game, although it is buggy as hell because the switch from the Anvil to the Anvil Next engine was a pain in the ass. And if you want to know about that, you should ask the third game's director, who was pissed when they cut back on his story writing. So yeah, anyway, the Assassin's Creed franchise with Origins last time we were in the Assassin's Creed universe, now to Odyssey, which it seems to me that Odyssey, from what a lot of people are saying, is still a little buggy, but a lot more fun than, say, Syndicate, which I got to be honest, I stopped playing before Rogue, and before what was that one? Unity. I stopped playing before Unity, and I stopped playing before Rogue. So everything else after that is lost on me.
You played Black Flag though.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
dude, Black Flag to me is the last great Assassin's Creed game. Some would consider that like the end of the golden age, in which I would probably agree because it was our last direct. Well, it was my last direct interaction with the key ancestors of Desmond Miles. Even though Desmond, such a bland character, not gonna lie, such a very bland character, pretty much made into a savior figure because he made the choice to save the world, or either he can live and save a few, or he can die and save the world, and he opted to just save everybody and off himself, which sad because we knew Desmond for more than 6 games, but still,
But I mean,
it was
like
his
you
choice
said,
to make.
He was a bland character.
Well, a bland character, yeah, but we really, from a bland, he actually started out as a really, really, really bland character, became less bland as the games went on.
And he just got up to white bread.
No, I'd have said at least moderately toasted. No butter though, no butter, but slightly toasted. He was a lot better. Yeah.
Truly, this is critique on the upper crust.
Yes. Yeah. There's no. No. There. I can't say it with a straight face.
There's some real wry humor going on here.
Oh gosh, and I got to be honest, the whole experience just had me feeling all warm and doughy inside.
I don't know. This whole thing seems to have gotten a bit stale.
I think you need to lay off.
Get up and leave.
Will you quit loafing around and start the video?
Fine. Pumpernickel.
before I start tearing into this fucking disaster of a video game, I have to pay some due respect. The story starts out pretty strong. Instead of killing people with a fucking feather, you kill them with actual weapons that an assassin might actually use. Instead of being a jumble of incoherent flashbacks, there is structure and a plot, and people's faces are actually animated. It isn't some masterpiece, but it's interesting enough to where you want to keep playing to see what happens next. That is, until you hit a certain point where the story just grinds to a halt because your character isn't at a high enough level. Turns out, the side missions aren't side missions because you have to complete a ton of them in order to level your guy up. Of course, this is where time savers come into play. Ubisoft wants you to spend real money on in-game experience so that you don't have to actually play the game you just bought for $60.
Stop running! I'll crush you!
I already died.
Victory!
You've experienced everything the game has to offer in the first 10 hours, and then it goes on for another 30. By the time you return to the main story, it's almost inseparable from the side content as it devolves into a seemingly endless list of chores.
A midwife wanted you to have this.
Oh, just what I needed.
With Origins, Ubisoft wanted to turn Assassin's Creed into Metal Gear Solid 5. The problem is they still haven't caught up to the technology from Metal Gear Solid 2 yet. The core gameplay is embarrassingly sloppy, leaving this beautiful open world and its hundreds of quests no foundation to stand on. The melee combat feels floaty and unsatisfying with you just sitting there chipping away at a dude's health.
That does look
Sometimes when you
super
beat a guy, it'll
floaty.
play one of these neat little animations, and other times their body will just ragdoll fly away at 100 miles an hour.
Dang. What? That doesn't already did.
Hurry! Kill the snakes before it's too late!
Don't worry, I'll beat these snakes.
My first experience with the naval combat was me boarding an enemy ship, and then my guy goes,
Prepare to board! Follow me!
so I hop on, start fighting people, and then after a while I realized that none of them actually boarded the ship with me.
Shit, I'm gonna die. If only I had an entire ship of people to help me fight these guys.
Fortunately, my guys did learn to board enemy ships later on in the game.
Did they now?
Then there's this guy.
Back up, Lysios! You'll feel the sting of my venom!
I stabbed him in the back
I'll end you, Lysios!
twice. Clearly he was aware that I'm stabbing him, and yet he didn't fight back. He was just kind of standing there pointing, and until I did this one. Now that's the one that pissed him off. Then he was ready to fight. Stealth combat was definitely my favorite way to approach this game, and it's going behind people and pressing the Y button. But at least it looks cool. I also made sure to spec into this Spartan kick ability, which is hilarious. There was a really emotional boss fight where this dude comes at you screaming, and it's like, oh shit, now it's about to get crazy.
Boot.
And that was the entire fight. There are a lot of annoying little oversights, like how you can only fast travel to places where you remember to climb up the specific structure and do the dumb bird thing. The map is filled with tombs and forts, but you're rewarded with such a meager amount of XP for doing them. It isn't even worth it. There's also a general sense of bugginess pervading every minute of the game.
Whoa.
Guard and snap his neck, except his head won't even move. Your character and your horse are constantly getting stuck on the terrain. There was a part where my horse just clipped through a pond.
Get off of me.
And the repetitive missions and the microtransactions, there is a middling open world game underneath, which has been released weeks before Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'm worried Red Dead 2 is going to have those microtransactions too. I'm worried about it. I don't know if it's going to happen, but
I think it'll be tasteful.
like they are in Destiny 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say like in Destiny 2, where it's cosmetic. It's not a big deal.
Let's see.
Like
Assassin's
someone came into my
Creed.
chat literally tonight. I played Destiny 2, and someone was like, "I can't believe people even play Destiny 2 after the Eververse bullshit." And I was like, "No one gives a shit about the Eververse. It's all cosmetic. Everyone shut the fuck up about it. Like no one cares anymore."
Was this before or after you started?
Oh my gosh.
This was before.
Okay. There's a hilarious article here by the Daily News that is wrong on I'm not going to say is wrong, but is stupid on so many fronts.
You kind of did say it was wrong, so
Okay.
tell me about this article, Nate.
Okay, it's wrong and it's stupid, and here are the reasons why. It says, Odyssey looks so good, you'll wonder if it was sponsored by the Greek. Like the Greek have any money to throw around in their bankrupt asses.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, if they... Yeah. You know how much you could buy with Greece's entire GDP? 1 copy of the game.
Bologna sandwich.
Hey, you know how we're sitting on the sectional?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to note that my leg is inside of the couch, and just not to press it.
Why are you violating my couch?
Heather is
remove your foot, you vile creature.
Heather has clipped into the couch because she's been programmed just as poorly as Assassin's Creed.
Actually, we can see your foot. We can see your foot down there, like hello.
like I'm just saying, don't press your part of the couch into our part of the couch.
Press our part of the couch into your part of the couch.
Bring it over. Let's go. Actually, we can't because the carpet's kind of restricting us.
So
just
get around back there and push. Got it.
Just throwing that note out there right now because my whole leg from the knee down is in there.
She has completely clipped into the couch. She has become one with it.
Hey, Heather, I think I saw a spider under there.
That's fine. I don't have a way to live right now.
Oh, yeah, you're drunk. That's why. All right, so I'm happy that y'all... I'm happy that, at least you're having fun here with this situation. So, that was VideoGameDunkey talking about Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah, I hated to bring that up because somebody brought that up to me and was like, man, I can't believe EA took over on Assassin's Creed.
Ooh.
And I went, ooh, that's a bold claim, sir.
I thought it looked really good and I wanted to play it, but then a lot
and it was like,
a lot of people were like, don't do it. And then
Donkey is very
and then I saw this, I'm like, oh, okay.
Well,
very
for me,
reliable.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's how the critical score goes for these games in terms of the main games.
All
okay,
right.
so Assassin's Creed with the original Assassin's Creed with an average of 80.
That's pretty good.
Assassin's Creed 2 with an average of 90.
That's real good.
Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood also with a 90.
Good.
Revelations, which is the third one taking place in the part 2.
Revelations.
Yeah, finished with an average of 80.
All right.
Albeit okay. I played it more for the story than the gameplay, and I wasn't disappointed. The gameplay was disappointing, though.
Okay.
3 finished with an average of 85.
Okay.
And then we have Black Flag, which finished with an average of 88.
I mean, that game looked fun.
And then you have Rogue and Unity both having around a 70.
That is higher than I expected.
And then you had Syndicate with an average of 75.
That's also higher than I expected.
Then you have Origins with an average of 85.
Uh-oh.
And then you have Odyssey with an average of 88. So hopefully we're back on an upswing in terms of critical reception. By no means is the game terrible.
Or maybe Metacritic's just bullshit.
No, it's not Metacritic. It was actually
who did?
It was OpenCritic.
Okay, I don't know anything about OpenCritic.
OpenCritic, they specifically dabble in like video games, and they're not owned by anybody. They're still their own independent company because Metacritic is owned by who owns Metacritic? Let's see. Who owns Metacritic?
I do.
It's not you, Heather.
Who owns Metacritic? Metacritic is a website.
Maybe you should sell that off so you can, buy yourself a Subway sandwich.
Guess who owns it? Guess who owns Metacritic? CBS.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
CBS owns Metacritic. And who owns Rotten Tomatoes? There we are. Who owns Rotten Tomatoes? Rotten Tomatoes is owned and operated by Fandango Media, which is co-owned by 70% NBC, 30% Warner Brothers.
Oh.
There you go.
Well, that's great.
And OpenCritic, to my knowledge, is
You should look into that.
Yeah. Oh, and also OpenCritic mainly specializes in video games as well. So, yeah, it doesn't show anybody really owns. Nobody really owns it. Okay. So, yeah. So yeah, I'm probably, I'm probably gonna try and play Odyssey, and probably play Origins as well, just for the hell of it. Not gonna do any of the microtransaction bullshit because fuck that noise.
Good luck.
Fuck that noise. Fuck that noise. Fuck that noise. Because I hate microtransactions, dude. Especially ones like that offer you experience. It's like, oh, but you can get this primo weapon if you have a chance, or you have a chance of getting this primo weapon if only you order enough of the the loot crates and loot boxes and all that. And I'm just like, guys, can you stop?
Can we not, please?
Yeah.
Could you not?
Yeah, can we not?
Could you not?
Can we not do this Gashapon bullshit?
All right. Well,
with Gashapon, you get neat little figures.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you all for tuning in. This was VideoGameDunkey talking about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So if you want to see the original video, link is always in the description down below. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one, everybody. Peace out.